trader, where successful traders aren't born, they are forged. I hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. We are going to be talking about trading. Trading involves risk. Please make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. On top of that, I'm going to be playing around with some numbers today. So it should just be understood that there, of course, is no implication whatsoever, intended or overt, that I'm implying that anybody, including myself and or you, can or will make any money trading. So anyway, that's that. I hate disclosures, but they're a necessary evil. Okay. All right. It is Tuesday. What are we, May 7th, I guess? And as you can see, I had another positive day. I was up almost $300 per account. It was a one and done day. One trade, one entry, one exit, and I was up almost $300 on that entry. So as I sit here and I look at the charts, it's kind of come back a little bit. But basically, this was a 5 micro lot of NQ. So I was just shy of 30 points on 5 micros. And a couple minutes ago, when I basically prepped this, the NQ was up like another 40 points above that, right? So interestingly enough, I can sit there and look at it. I can do math. 40 points, another $400. I mean, I would have loved to have been up $700 today. And I've talked about this on the podcast. I've talked about this on the Trader Bacon show. I've talked about this just in my daily, lives that I do. Hopefully my audio is not too out of control. It looks like it's dipping up into the red here. Anyway, I've talked about the fact that trading, just by its very nature, can be very dissatisfying. Because, of course, when you lose a trade, you're dissatisfied. If you win a trade, there's always that, I could have gotten in sooner, or I could have stayed in a little longer, or, it went way up and then came back and hit my trailing stop, so I was up, but I could have gotten out if I'd just gotten out like 30 seconds sooner, or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's so easy to do this, especially with NQ. I don't know if you guys have seen, I'm kind of in a back and forth conversation about the differences between NQ and ES. I'm an NQ trader. I like the move. I like the pace. It seems to be more consistent with my lifestyle. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but nonetheless, that does actually seem to be the case. In fact, I wouldn't hate laying in a hammock with a wireless connection and trading some ES. I mean, that sounds very, very relaxing. Anyway, that's a whole other tangent. So nonetheless, not making fun of ES traders, that it really is kind of how I see it. Anyway. So the whole point is that, yes, there's always I could have gotten in earlier. Yes, there's always I could have stayed in a little longer. There's always those might have beens. And I think this is just that good reminder of, no matter how good a strategy is, no matter how good a trader you are, no matter how much experience you have, none of us has a crystal ball. We know logically, maybe even statistically, that certain things happen a certain percentage of the time. And that's critically important. So when it comes to having a strategy, you develop what ends up being, hey, I know that this strategy wins for me 60% of the time. My typical risk-reward ratio is 2-to-1. So based on that, I should over time consistently be profitable. Now, there's other factors that come into play. You may have a winning trade on a large position, or on a small position, and a losing trade on a large position. And that, depending on how you manage your trades, that may or may not be an exact science, mathematically and statistically precise. However, when you start thinking about the norms, right? So when I start thinking about, yeah, man, I could have gotten an extra 40 points, not consistently. So if I traded differently today, it may have worked out in my favor versus, if I stick to my rules. And now I don't have enough data yet with what I'm trading and how I'm trading it, but the data would suggest that So far, it looks like it's a pretty solid strategy, as long as I don't, lose my cool. But with these might have beens, to get sucked into them, yes, you may get those short-term extra, nice little extra trade, whereas it could have completely gone the different direction. Instead of taking a nice 30-point win and a $300 profit across 5 accounts, it could have slapped back down, hit my stop loss, took me out, and I would have been down $100 because that was about my risk on this trade. So I was actually in a conversation with one of my buddies last night. Shout out to Fasil. But right now I'm trading 5 accounts. Of course, I can have as many as 20. Now, yes, I got to pass the evaluations, get into PA, get past the threshold, and all that kind of stuff. But what I know is that like a consistent average, let's call it average, of a $200 daily profit across 5 accounts, that's 20 grand a month. I mean, that's extra, right? So there is a significant value to resetting your mindset, if in fact you have not already done so, to realizing the value of multiplication. One of the things I love about Apex Trader Funding, by the way, is the fact that they let you have up to 20 accounts. Sure, you can get bigger accounts and trade higher number of contracts and effectively do the same thing, but I can tell you right now, if I see a number that's not in that $300 range up or down, my mindset goes to shit. Like if it's, even if it's a winning day and I'm up like $1,000, then I feel like I can tell you what's happened in the past. In the past, I have had situations where, you feel bulletproof and I've taken additional trades or additional positions, or feel like I'm playing with quote unquote house money. I should never use gambling terminology when it comes to trading if I don't want to treat it like a gamble. But I've done this in the past. And so having these bigger positions and having that number right there in front of you, when I'm looking at my Ninja Trader and I'm seeing those numbers, I'm seeing 290, I'm not seeing $1,500 or 1,480 something or whatever that is. And to me, for my mindset, that's a reasonable number. I can shoot for a $200 profit a day or $300 profit a day. If in my head I'm trying to shoot for a $1,500 profit, $1,500 profit, the dynamics are very, very different, whether I'm winning or whether I'm losing. So anyway, the whole point of this is it's only unsatisfying if you allow it to be. And I'm doing my best not to allow it to be. And I'm super satisfied with this because now across the board, I'm $10 shy on one, but pretty much the rest of my accounts, I'm halfway to passing on 3 days of trading. 6 days, I can get behind that. I mean, we do have the 1 day to pass right now, which doesn't mean that I'm going to shoot for 1 day, but it just means that I don't have to go all the way up to 7 to pass. So that's a nice feeling. I mean, it may happen in 5, it may happen in 7, it may happen in 10. I don't care. I'm not in a rush. I say that today as I'm on an update. The thing is can I maintain that mindset if in fact I end up on a down day and then feel like I need to rush to make that back up? I'm trying not to let that happen. I'm trying to get myself reps in dealing with the adverse days. I haven't responded particularly well to them in recent weeks. So definitely still something that I fight with, still something that I struggle with. I've had days where I've handled it really well, and I've had days where I haven't. So anyway, that's really where I am today. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.